All right, so coming in from PN this time, we've got another triple DD comp. We've got Smolin daring Sommers with 2 Stalingrads, 2 Venezias, 2 Montanas. Very interesting. I like the 3 DD comp still. The fact they've gone with 2 Venezias and 2 Stalingrads also I think is going to be a really, really strong lineup against what Gaishu's bringing. And Oskans, what is that going to be?
It wouldn't be a Gaishu comp if you didn't sit at it and think, are you joking? Which, well, is the name of the team. They're pulling out the 4DD play. They've got double Smoland, a Marceau, yet again helmed by Gaishu, a Summers, and then rounding out the lineup with those not DDs are W Motto for long-range snipey stuff, a Wooster, we actually got to see one.
We did!
A Venezia, and a Stalin.
All right, so let's see here. We got 3 DDs on the side of PN, meaning they can in fact contest all 3 caps at once. 4 DDs on the side of Joke, just in case they have actually found the elusive 4th cap that I've been wondering about this whole time. But, so, yes, I love all these folks in chat reminding me when I make a mistake on the overlays. Thank you all. You're all geniuses, and I appreciate it enormously. So... anyway, what we've got here is Smoland going all the way out to the C cap, followed by the Sommers, though he may actually end up reversing towards B at some point. The Daring is going for a Venezia of Incandescent, once again taking a centralized position, which I just don't quite understand. It's such a powerful flanking ship with its ability to kite, and they never seem to use him for that. They instead sending the Stalingrad out wide as a Stalingrad Venezia moving out towards C for PN.
Okay. So, we do see a second Venezia that's going to see the side of the map, in this case with the Summer Smoland. And over on Joke side, we have the same. We've got a Venezia backing the Marceau Smoland of his team over at the A cap. One has to wonder, if Gaishu's looking to take a fight, especially with his Smoland bro that just beat the crap out of people last match, now if he's got a Venezia in his back pocket, I mean, what crazy, stupid stuff is he going to get into this time?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, frankly, a damn shocker to me. 3 DDs on one side, 4 DDs on the other, and everybody ignoring Bravo. Okay.
Yep.
Smollin Summers heading over to C, Smollin taking point as it's kind of the brawly DD, whereas the Summers is going really, really wide. Kind of confused about that. I mean, it's not like he's going to be detected, right? Trailing along with the Wooster. Oh, I bet the Wooster's going to be in smoke. Okay, that makes sense as Snooping takes a few pot shots at the small end of It's a Game thing and getting some resets on C while the Marceau of Gaishu finishes off the A cap.
Wow, so obviously the Marceau and the small end of Joke diving for A, using their speed boost to get there before the Daring has even got a whiff of A, as It's a Game thing taking a little bit of damage from the Stalingrad of Snoozing Mako, but not too much. So we'll see as they now begin their vaunted staring contest over C and flex at each other over that rock. We're going to take a look over here at A and see if PN feels like they have any ability to get in there and contest A. Marceau and the small end of Gaishu and Amatsukaze not really needing to stay there for that long. They can in fact move, and it looks like Amatsukaze in his small end going to transition over to B, realizing that everyone ignored it. 7 DDs in this match, and no one contested the mid-cap. I am just absolutely blown away by that, but very little trading going on here yet, just a few chip shots on the battleships and the small end of It's a Game thing.
So, something interesting, I think, over at C that's developed is that the small end of Ukura... Oh, God. Anyway, Joke's small end, RAR, wasn't able to get into the cock block position. We have the small end on top of the islands that kind of look like balls, which is a little thematic at the moment. But as Ukura's small end starts to reverse toward the cap, he has to worry about small end radar. Stalingrad is probably too far off, but if Ukura actually lights himself, theoretically he could get clipped into, well, maybe by the Summers. I don't know. Not too many people have shots on that. Anyway, over at Bravo, Amatsuke is cleaning up the cap that nobody cared about. And he does have radar pressure on his side with Incandescent not having a radar, so nobody's going to contest that. That will fall to Joke in approximately 20 seconds.
I gotta say that I can't help. I've seen this a number of times now coming in from PN, putting the Venezia of Incandescent in the middle. Not to say anything personal about Incandescent, but it just doesn't make sense to me to put a Venezia in a stationary position. It lacks that icebreaker bow that I mean, it has an icebreaker bow, but it's not a big one. It's not known for being a bow tanker. So why 6A is off on the flank and it's Stalingrad, and Venezia of Incandescent is bow in the center, I just don't quite understand. The Venezia could make such good use against the DDs on the flank. As the Sommers of Swiss Cheese now smoking up to avoid some fire here, but taking a fair amount of damage, about a quarter of his health there, getting knocked off as PN secures C still, and is now contesting A.
Yeah, both of the Summers kiss and make up, but Swiss Cheese comes out worse for the wear as he's lost about a third of his health. The B cap is finalized, and Akatsuki is into a brawl with the Smolin. Both of them gunfighting with the Smolin of Ukura adding in. It's Smolin on Smolin violence, and It's a Game thing is not winning.
No,
He's all the way down to 7. Shell arcs are kind of floaty, far going down to 4. Almost. I don't see how the hell he gets out of this. Especially, no, he hasn't been shooting, has he?
I don't.
Still no, he just shot. Fuck it, I'm dead. And there he goes, 129 to 0. That's one DD removed by the Smolland bros over at C, and now with no DDs in the cockblock position, they may actually, Joke might look to take the untakeable cap.
It's entirely possible. Gaishu now securing this A cap against the Daring. It's of all things, the Stalingrad of 6A, they're moving up real close here. I'm so confused as to just what exactly PN planned on doing about A exactly with the Stalingrad out so far. I'm just quite having a hard time with that, as if the oh my god, as Incandescent's Venezia taking enormous hit from Coco Mango's Yamato, 51,000 down to 13,000. Again, I really hope that for game 3 here, PN reconsiders putting a Venezia in the center. It's just too vulnerable, and doesn't have the bow tanking ability. So that is pretty critical, as Incandescent just takes 2/3 of his HP, nearly 3/4, gone in one flash, without anything to show for it. As Gaishu's clan now putting to rest their cap on C. They have all caps, only A being contested by the Daring of Dirac.
You have some torps out in a Gaishu-focused way, but he's not going to take the bait. As he starts to shoot at a Stalingrad that's seeing him directly, it looks like PN has decided, we're not going to wait. We can't wait. We got to make plays. We have 6A Diu, as well as Kaiser Wilhelm Thel, rushing a Marceau. Probably a brilliant ambush DD with pretty strong torps, but there's 3 of them, and there's 1 of Gaishu. We're going to have to see how that one goes. Incandescent pops the smoke, as again, he's low, and he's wandering into a whole bunch of fields of fire, as he also is trying to pressure that side. And Amatsuki must have popped his smoke here, because he's starting to rain some fun on Incandescent, as Amatsuki has rotated back to save his boss, Gaishu.
Yep, his boss, Gaishu, yeah. So, in fact, the Venezia of Incandescent not even able to see the small end of Amatsukaze. I don't know if he's radared or whether these are just blind shots. They look blind at the moment, but obviously this is an exceptionally skilled team, so he's probably able to land several of those shots. As yes, they are. There are now 3 ships attempting to push Gaishu off this rock here. And I think he's sort of just saying, "What? I don't know what's happening here." As the Daring attempting to make the first run around the side here, but the Yamato of Baird being in a really strong position to smack anyone who attempts to round that corner. As Incandescent again, ooh, Amatsukaze taking a giant slap. I don't know where that came from, but
that came from Incandescent. He wanted some ass on that.
The Venezia finally being able to flex a little and slap a DD with its sap shells to sap a DD. Now shots going out at Gaishu for no damage, apparently hitting that rock, as he's just getting smacked now in return by the Venezia of Turkish.
Yeah, Incandescent was able to get the bitch zap off on Amatsukaze, but he did have to run, and shells coming in. He is finished. Unfortunately, the central position did fall him, as the Stalin rushing the Marceau also got clapped. Don't know if that was to shells or to what, but Gaishu's still there, and Diu's taking the fight. Torps going out against the Marceau. It's back and forth. Deer is, he's got a Smolin after him. He's got a Marceau after him. I don't think he's going to win this one.
I don't think so either.
Yep, and that's a finish. So the Montana is starting to nope the fuck out as the A push has dropped. However, the Venezia and Summers over at C were able to take the cap. Though Swiss Cheese is under a hail of fire from a Smolin that undoubtedly has a radar, and he goes down.
Yep. PN sort of making a YOLO play here. They do actually take Gaishu's Marceau down with Torps from the grave, but again, just losing so much health on that Venezia and so much health on that Stalingrad, pushing on to C. They just, I just think it's such a mistake. I don't mean to keep beating a dead Venezia, but that Venezia in the center is just not the right place to put it. Its strength doesn't lie in bow tanking that center, and I know they probably want to hit those DDs whenever they show up, but they have two Venezias. Send them to the flank, put that 12-kilometer radar and that exceptional long-range accuracy of the Stalingrads, put them to work in the center. I just, without those Venezias being in positions to fight those DDs, I just don't understand. I don't think that PN can make up that differential. So,
yeah. So it looks like both Montanas and PN are looking at caps that they're both scared to take. We've got Kaiser running away, we've got Juicy running in, and we have the Venezia of Lost Light getting wrapped by a Worcester, a Summers, and eventually a Smallland that might just charge directly in front of him and torp the crap out of him. Venezia is able to kick a nice chunk out of Yamamoto 1947, but the Worcester, having a much, much higher reload rate than the Venezia, he doesn't die, he's still shooting. Little surprised that the Summers over there, Hatsuzuki Kai, hasn't opened up, as I'm sure this Venezia is in the dying throes of this fight. But valuing his health against the incoming sap shells, and now the Summers is opening up. This is going to be the three-man dog pile. This Lost Light's getting gangbanged, and down he goes.
Down he goes, and game 2 going to Joke on loop. Yep, okay, I got it right that time.